love about Dancing in the Dark is that this was Bruce Springsteen's most blatant attempt at having a #1 hit. He didn't make it. 4 weeks in a row, June 1984, 30 years ago this summer, 4 weeks in a row, Dancing in the Dark sits at #2, blocked by the same song. Anybody know what it was? Nope. Oh, I'm sorry, Bruce. Did you want to have a hit too? Windows Drive spent 5 weeks in June of late May, all throughout June at #1, basically blocked Prince from ever having, or Bruce has never had a #1 hit. And listen, just like Born in the USA and just like Dancing in the Dark was Bruce's most blatant attempt to break through, make no mistake, so was Purple Rain, okay? Prince had had a pretty good career before Purple Rain. He was a star, he had some songs on MTV, hadn't had a #1 yet, broke the top 10 with Little Red Corvette a couple years earlier, but he hadn't had a #1. And he sat down, he was so jealous of Michael Jackson's career. He wanted that King of Pop, he wanted that level of fame. And Purple Rain was his most blatant attempt to do it. How'd that work out? 14 million albums sold, 2 #1s, 4 top 10s, 2 Grammys, an Oscar for Best Soundtrack. I think Prince did a pretty good job, right? How many copies did I buy? Yeah, I'm good for about 10,000 of those. There's a story about Purple Rain that I love so much. When Prince was, the song Purple Rain, when Prince was preparing the music for the album and for the movie, he was also on tour with 1999. He was touring with that at the time, was opening for him. They happened to be following Bob Seger's tour across the country, which happens a lot. Tours will go from town to town to town. They'll strategically and geographically hop across the country, and another tour might be 3 days or 4 days behind them. So it's actually kind of common in pop music where one tour is following the other. So Prince's entourage of tour is following Bob Seger's tour across the country. And Prince is sitting around with his band one day and he says, I gotta admit, I don't really get Bob Seger. I listened to his music a little bit. I don't really get what the attraction is. The guy's, he sells out concerts all the time. I don't really get it. One of Prince's bandmates said, it's because Bob Seger writes anthems. And Prince took that to heart. He said, you know what? I need my anthem. I need my big, soaring song that's going to give me a chance to play, my guitar solo and just raise the rafters at my concert. So he writes Purple Rain. Anybody think he did a pretty good job? I'm gonna prove it. Everybody stand up. Take your cell phones out. Take your cell phones out. Stand up. Cell phones out. Wave them back and forth. Cell phones on. Put them on flashlight or whatever that mode is. Come on. And sing. Come on, everybody, let me hear you now. Not bad. I love the fact that I got DJs to do this. Thank you, everybody. You guys can sit down. Thank you. Thank you so much. Randy said, do I have any Bob Seger? Another thing I love about Purple Rain is that even though it was Prince's most blatant attempt at crossing over and having a big pop hit, he did manage to squeeze a little sleaze in there. There's a song on the album Purple Rain called Darling Nikki, which now 30 years later, these lyrics do not seem too scandalous, right? But I knew a girl named Nikki, I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. 1984. I met her in a hotel masturbating with a magazine. He said masturbating. She said, how'd you like to waste some time? And I could not resist when I saw it. Not too scandalous, right? 30 years ago, fairly scandalous, okay? So scandalous that some politicians, more specifically some politicians' wives who have nothing better to do, came up with the parent music resource to slap these labels on records that they deemed to be smut. They came up with their Filthy 15 list, which I was very proud at the time. I was proud at the time because Prince not only made the #1 slot, but he wrote the song Sugar Walls for Sheena Easton. Did you know that? Anybody know what it's about? The inside of her vagina. You have to love a woman to write a song about the inside. I have now said the F word and vagina, and my mom is in the room. I'm sorry, Mom. I used the proper term, though. I used the medical term for it. But this was the filthy 15 that this Parents Music Resource Committee came up with. And by the way, I don't know if you missed the coincidence or the irony, but the fact that Al and Tipper Gore, as a couple, Tipper comes up with this, and Al creates the internet, which is the greatest hub of pornography ever. So, hey, good work, Gore.
Music.